Mrparka here to do another review. The movie I'll be reviewing is a Brian Hirschbine movie. I believe that's how you say his name. He also directed Tapeworm and Black Ice, which I have reviews up for. This movie is called Synchronicity. It's released by SRS Sub Rosa Studios, and it was sent to me by MVD to review. First off, I was familiar with the guy's films. The couple I did see. I still have another one to watch. And so I knew what I was in for. I knew I was in for a longer movie, somewhat slower paced. Sometimes insanity would ensue, and thought-provoking, strange, surreal, just all out there. Sometimes talkative, but as the movie progressed, this one's a little different from the other ones. It's not really a horror movie. It is, but it isn't. It's more of a dark comedy horror movie blend. I mean, it definitely has a horrible downbeat ending that could never find any true comedy in there. I mean, but it starts off with a guy whose brain abandons him, steals his car and drives off, hauls off, leaves his ass. He gets a note, a Dear John letter of all things, from his brain. You know, Dear John, military, you know. Anyways, so that's kind of funny, and he ends up telling his friend this. His friend thinks he's insane. And soon he starts getting delusions, and the delusions get stronger and stronger as the movie progresses. First he sees stupid things like people in bunny suits and bear suits, and then it gets so bad at points he's seeing murders and bodies laying around. And at one point there was a very, probably one of the best scenes in the film. He picks up a lady at a bar, and she picks him up. And he ends up sleeping with her, and at one point they throw the sheet. He gets home and the bed's covered in blood from when his brain escaped, and he throws the sheet on the bed and they're rolling around, and he goes to go down on her, and his mouth's full of blood. So he backs up and flies off the sheet, falls on the ground, and then all of a sudden he stands back up, and it's like, you know it's different because it changes. And he goes, and the lady's telling him to screw him on the bed, and he looks at her. Well, he goes back at the sheets and takes the sheets off, and it's a corpse sitting there with its legs spread open, offering itself, and her face there telling him to go at it. So, of course he does, which is insane. But true, I just told you guys that scene. For the soul part, the next morning, there's a hilarious scene where he finds bodies in his kitchen everywhere, and he's like, I know you guys are figments of imagination, just like that dead body I fucked last night. And that line right there had me, I laughed out loud. I gotta show you that scene because it was quite hysterical, just the way he was, and he demands these dead bodies get out of his kitchen.
You're not real. You might as well just leave, because you're not bothering me anymore. You're all just figments of my imagination. Just like that dead girl I fucked. In fact, you know what? Get the fuck out. I am so sick of this let's fuck with the crazy guy shit. Yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my house.
Just insanity like that, and a lot of it's funny, a lot of it's crazy, surreal stuff that I can't make ends meet out of a lot of it, just delusional. And you know, at the point kind of made that maybe all reality doesn't have to have a meaning. I mean, chaos and insanity is part of reality, so therefore not everything is meaning to something. I mean, take it for what it is at face value. I mean, it basically says that it only exists what's in front of you. It doesn't necessarily exist if you don't see it, and everything doesn't intertwine. Stuff like that. That's what his friend tries to tell him and console him, but of course it doesn't work. And eventually he has him and his brain reunite for a climactic ending, which is it's an awesome ending, and it's very, depressing and sick and strange stuff. But there's another pretty cool scene where he envisions his brain coming back, and he immediately like, you bastard! And he grabs it and he starts beating the crap out of this brain in his bathtub. That scene's pretty funny. But this film does not shy away from nudity, male and female. Does not care. People are just walking around naked everywhere, covered in blood. The special effects are pretty good. The imagery is haunting and disgusting. and sometimes cool. It's always cool, but there's definitely some haunting and disgusting imagery in this one. This one I actually thought was a pretty good flick. At first it takes, be patient with it, because get past the first 30 minutes, it gets way better, and it intrigues you, and you start catching on to it, because at first I'm like, well, I'm not sure, I don't understand, how's this going, where's this going to go, and then by the end of the movie I was like, there it went, and I'm glad I finished it, because it was worth it. It definitely says a comedy about life, love, and insanity, and it couldn't be more true. But it's not what you expect. I'm sure I've never seen a movie quite like this. Something that takes such a crazy subject matter and makes it funny on top of that. But the lead is the same lead in Tapeworm, and he's also in God's Memoirs. But I'd recommend this one. And also the DVD is pretty cool because it comes with a making of, which is an hour long. I watched about 15 minutes of it to get the gist of it, and I realized I had to review this while it was fresh in my mind. And the interview, the making of was pretty cool. You got to see inside the 3 people that were pretty much making the whole movie, and it was pretty awesome. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good, crazy flick. And like the director said himself, I believe that his films are too artsy for the gore crowd and too gory for the art crowd. And yeah, it's gonna be hard, I think, to find fans for these kind of movies, because they're good and they're intelligent and they're just crazy and gory at the same time. So they have like a lot of talking scenes, that thought-provoking scenes, but just a crazy movie. Synchronicity. It's pretty cool if you check it out. Low budget stuff, but I would recommend it. And go buy it. I mean, go check it out at least. It's a pretty cool flick. And something about these Sub Rosa films, and reverse covers always have another movie on there. But thank you for watching, and have a good one. Bye.
Dear John, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. While I've enjoyed our time together, I feel that you have underappreciated our relationship. It is not like it used to be. We used to do things together, but as of late, we've been so distant. I think it is best for both of us if we part ways. Maybe in the future we can be together again, but for now, I say to you, goodbye. Sincerely, Brian.